Here it is! Communication to the outside world.
This is all about game changing. That boat's game changer. What's on the back? Game changer. What's in my hands? Game changer!
Woohoo!
Just gonna have to wait and see it.
Ah, you're a teaser.
Now I've finally got a hot minute. We can talk about what's going on at the back here because yes, this is a bit of a game changer for us on Nandji. We had a package that we picked up before, game changer. That other game changer, right here behind me, these solar panels on the back and this whole davits build, massive game changer for us because the boat was basically planned to either run the generator or be plugged into shore power. So now we've made it a much more solar power boat by installing some massive old solar panels. These panels are 415 watt each by Sun Powered Yachts. So they're supplied by these guys, Circadian Lyle. They're a family little run business. Also yachties out of Florida. So there's a link in the description if you want to go check them out. But each one of these panels is 415 watts. And that's the massive thing. So that's over 1200 watts of solar going straight in. That's so much power. Considering we have 2000 amp hours of lithium batteries, we probably should have more solar. We do have those extra 400 watts that we put on the bimini, but they're not very efficient, these panels, compared to what's going to pump in from these hard fixed panels on the back here of the davits. Currently they are wired in and very dodgily too, mind you, just because we sort of needed to slap them together so we could get out of Thailand. But now that we're down here, I can finally tidy them all up. I've just coiled up all the cables out here because the only way to run the cable, an extra cable through the new davits frame, is by using those cables to pull the cable through. And so one of those game changers that I'm going to install after this is the Starlink that we're going to put up the back there. So then we just have internet anywhere, so then we got no excuses for not posting videos, eh? So I'm wiring these in parallel just because of the fact that we've only got one big charge controller, and if you put them in series, it really boosts the voltage. And so whilst the two panels on top of the bimini are wired in series, these ones on the back of the davits are just going to be wired in parallel. But I still need to tidy all them up. Still pumping in 85 amps, still heaps of power. I'm very happy with that. Maybe in the future we might mix it up and change it to and add an additional charge controller unit in there and then wire them in series, but because you should get more power by wiring them in series. But hey, there's so much power already, I can't really complain. So these things I'm pretty stoked about. And when the Starlink's up there as well, it's just an absolutely finishing touch to Nandji 2.0. And then honestly, let's just get sailing and go to Indo, because I'm so over doing boat work. I'm so over having to fix stuff. I actually getting someone to come in to help do the fridge. We got a problem with one of the fridges again, so someone's going to come in tomorrow because, you know, I'm just so over it, like, just so over doing boat work. So someone else is coming in just through a simple, probably cable change, to be honest. It's just dropping voltage. So, but anyway, that's a story for another day, and that day will be tomorrow. But for now, let's get these cables through and let's tidy all this up. We still got to tidy up the cables as well on the bimini and get the Starlink on, man, because I'm pretty excited about that. So being back in Langkawi and waiting on packages and trying to fix everything before we go, the mad rush of installing the Starlink and just making sure all these little jobs are tidied up, it's good to be able to settle down while we are waiting for packages. It gives us that time to complete stuff. And also, it's been a great chance to partner with MyHeritage. MyHeritage is the #1 family service online where you can build your family tree. It's got over 19 billion records online, so there's a lot of data and information to process that you can go through to find more history about your family. And since we've had the time to settle down, I've found it very interesting. I've been delving deep onto both sides of our family. You know, Australia is a very new colonised country to a degree, and it's great to find out our history of how far we go back. And you may think that everyone in Australia is convicts. It's not the case. Now I'll just make a coffee and we'll get stuck into this tree. So here's my family tree so far. So speaking to my mum, I managed to get a little bit of information to start with that I could first put in to my heritage, and from there it's just gone bonkers, and I've managed to find a lot of generations spanning from that. So far I'm just keeping it simple with like my direct line of grandparents, their parents as it goes on, but when you start stepping back, like my great-great-grandfather, he had 14 kids. 14! A really cool feature about the platform is how you can upload photos. You can then repair photos, take away that grainy old school black and white sort of stuff, enhance it and even colorize it. We can then tag who these people are and then archive them within my family tree. Alright, I'll give my mum a call, let her know what I found.
And what I find fascinating is the names keep rolling around.
I know, it makes it so confusing. It's like everyone's got the same name and then they repeat the name as a middle name for the next generation if they don't. There's so many Williams above as well. So Brian's grandpa was William, his dad was William, his dad was William.
Yeah. And so it goes.
And so it goes.
To the peninsula, they were farming, but that Patterson bloke in Adelaide, he evidently was, I'm not sure if it was black market, but into the pub scene.
Oh, he was a bootlegger.
Yeah, we think that's how he made his money.
Alright, see you, Mum. Well, there you go. So through my heritage, I've managed to trace back my early ancestors, some of the first settlers in South Australia, which means they were farmers according to my mum, except for that one Patterson bloke who was a bootlegger. So maybe there was some convicts. If you're interested in learning more about your family history and building your own family tree, I highly recommend you use the link in the top of the description. Sign up for a 14-day free trial with MyHeritage. Get access to all its features and records. It's such an amazing platform, and I've really enjoyed so far building my tree. Over 100 names in my family so far, over 5-6 generations. And I'm really just touching the tip of the iceberg, so it's something I'm quite enjoying and delving quite deep into. If you do continue to use your subscription, you'll get a further 50% discount as well. So highly recommend it. Click the link in the top of the description. Alright, well, I've finished my coffee, so I better go finish the Starlink install.
Another job for today is we have to do a big food shop that'll last us a few months. So I'm just going through and double checking everything that we have and double crossing everything that we need. So now's the last chance to get things that we need today. This boat is bigger, but the Galley is lacking storage space in my opinion. I think Nandji had, well, we didn't have much in the Galley, but we had other cupboards and we had a big hole under the bed that we put all of our canned food. So we're going to have to do something similar on this boat and find hidey holes that we can you know, put some of the staples that we need. So that's another job for today. I've got a few ideas of where we can put things, but we are going to have food stashed around the place.
So we're up here on the jungle gym. So at the very back is where the Starlink bracket is going to go. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. When we left Thailand, we didn't even think that we were going to be installing Starlink. So now that we're here and putting it in, it's sort of a make it up as we go. But considering we just had the welders building this whole area, there is still the space at the back here, which sort of conveniently does allow the Starlink to fit in. So we've just got a couple of brackets made up with a couple of holes, and rather than welding in the tube, we're just going to have to through bolt these onto the actual davits at the back. Well, the Starlink, I'm loving the idea of it, but you know me, I absolutely hate running cables on boats. And I hate it when you can't decide upon the length of your cables. And so, obviously the Starlink dish thing needs to be in a certain position out the back, but you've only got a certain length of cable, and that sort of ends about here, which then plugs into the router, the power supply, sorry. So, and then the power supply is just like straight to a good old Aussie plug. whilst I guess this is made to look attractive, I don't really want it out and display. Maybe I can mount it under the bed. But then you've only got this far for like 1.5 meters to run a cable. There's no power points under the bed. Come on, Elon. Come on, Elon. Okay. Where's the fishies?
Fishies.
Can you dive down and see the fishies?
I go. What? One.
Run, mate. Yeah, let's go. Good job.
Swimming.
Come on, swimming. Let's go, buddy. Let's wash you off, eh? Come on. Come on. Come on. To finalise the install of the Game Changer Starlink, because we opted to buy the Starlink in Australia because it's so much cheaper than buying the hardware here in Malaysia, you save like over $1 buck. It's a good thing in the way that we get Australian bills and that everything's Australian, but the plugs are Australian. The boat is mostly Australian, except Elon didn't think about where the power points were on our boat when we bought Starlink. So in order to run the cables and the length of cables that are provided with the Starlink, I've had to install a new power point, and because we're in Malaysia, their plugs are different here. Asian plugs are much different than Australian plugs. We have like a smiley face three-prong plug. Asian plugs are this sort of bigger sort of plug, and so I'm going to have to chop all the ends off of the Starlink, off of the power supply and the router, and change them over to the Malaysia style. They're actually a better plug, I feel, as well, because the cable will be in there tighter, and it's a better plug shoved in. So I'm just going to have to chop the end off. I didn't really want to cut the ends off because they're all nice and neat, but it doesn't really matter. I trust my wiring. Moment of truth. See if we got power to the power points. Come with me. Oh, see that little light turn on? We got Starlink. On the Starlink line. Oh! So you may see the Starlink creates a bit of a shadow over each one of the panels, but these panels, it doesn't matter. These panels from SunPower are different than normal panels. You'll see that the cells here, there isn't those little veins inside. It's actually the solid black cell. And so generally solar panels where there's a shaded area, the panel will bypass that area as to not avoid a hot spot or like the diodes from getting heat, which then also creates little cracks and stuff in the panels. But these panels here by SunPower, they uniformly pass current through the shaded area. So you don't drop any sort of voltage, and it doesn't impact how much power you can yield because the power is still going through that little bit of shaded area. So the panel is still operating at 100%. Awesome little thing. And especially on a day like today when the sun is beaming, you can really tell how much of the panel is being shadowed, and it's creating absolutely bugger all difference. Sick. And so we've tidied up all the cables now as well. We're hidden all the RC connectors underneath the panel so they're not exposed to sun or to water, because you know sometimes that can be a fault area. And yeah, I'm frothing. That's good to go.
Hello, Galley. Can you
Look at that.
Done.
That looks like you're set to go sailing.
For a few years, mate.
Sick. How'd you go, Mum?
Yeah, good. We got so much stuff, so it should last us a long time.
That's the main thing?
Yeah.
Oh, where to put it?
There might be some bananas in there.
Hey, they ain't making it. You know, yeah, you squished it.
Leave it up there.
Oh. You got the hands. How'd you go, Kels?
We did it. It was a battle, but we did it.
There's a lot of food. I bet you we run out of something in the first week.
I think onions.
Guaranteed.
Onions are done.
What do you smell? Whoa. What are you doing, mate?
I'm taking the labels off and then relabeling our tin food.
And why do you need to do that?
Because cockroaches lay their eggs in the glue and it's going to be sitting in the bilge and we don't want the paper to get sucked through the pump.
I'm cutting up the cheese to make it into smaller blocks.
A nice one.
Yeah.
I'm just on my packet of the 500th carrot.
Well
that we
done.
purchased.
How good is it having like multiple fridges and freezers?
We love changing.
It's worth getting that one going, the other one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing a pattern
Do you want a pattern with all the tuna? Good job. Someone seems to think that someone won't be catching any fish. Not with all the bananas on the boat. Have you seen these things? What are they doing to me? There is a bit going on. Good job, Lula. Good helping. With communication to the outside world now completely installed, the new solar setup pumping in the power and a sailboat fully stocked with food for the coming months, the only thing holding us back from departing is the weather. The southwest monsoon has been blowing strong for months and we are planning to go against the wind to reach our destination. Therefore, we are patiently waiting for the winds and sea state to ease a little before setting off. With a weather window in a couple of days' time, we decided to head into the wind for a few miles to the western side of Langkawi Island, which makes us 10 miles closer to our destination and the perfect port to check out of Malaysia.
Few jobs that we're wrapping up this morning, and yeah, we'll be doing all the paperwork and checking out later on this afternoon. We only have a few months left of this year, and so we were really undecided about where we were going to go, but we have decided that we're going to make our way back into Indonesia, and this time we're going to do it with crew. So yeah, it's going to really help us out a little bit because we have a lot going on. Having some extra hands and some extra people to share the adventure with is going to be pretty epic. So yeah, we have a full boat with 4 adults, a dog and a 2-year-old. Pretty busy boat, but a happy one, and we're going to have lots of fun. And poor Yosh, of course, on the day we're clearing out, one of the worst jobs pops up for him, so he's back here. Let's go and see what he's doing. Day before we're about to take off, the toilet cocks it.
Yeah, it's just bit unfortunate. Because we do the laundry in the bath sink, sometimes we use the bath sink water into the toilet, the laundry water, and you know, it's just got fur and hair and whatever else in it, and it's just choked
wrapped around it.
Macerator. So I need to take it apart and pull the crap out.
Because sometimes the bath doesn't drain, so I have to scoop it out and then I put it in the toilet and flush it down.
Which is a step we're going to have to stop doing.
Oh, I'm gonna,
I'd rather deal with the drain than deal with
you get me a lawn. You get me a.
right now.
You get me a washing machine, and you won't have any poo on you.
Well, let's get a bloody washing machine ASAP.
No
I'm
way.
sick of dealing with 2 toilets.
Oh.
Works.
Sounds a bit rough.
No, that's fine. So, in other words, no more hair down the toilet.